The trailer doesn't just knock on the door, it kicks it down, and right from the first second you realize this is not your ordinary superhero show. Peacemaker Season 2 throws you headfirst into chaos, blood, and raw emotion in a way that makes you forget to even blink. This red band trailer isn't holding back. Every shot feels designed to shock, to unsettle, and to remind you that this series has no intention of playing it safe. Fans who thought Season 1 was wild are about to realize that was only the warm-up. Season 2 is louder, darker, and far more dangerous. And the trailer makes that crystal clear from the very start. The opening moments hit like a punch to the chest. Instead of building up slowly, the trailer launches straight into Peacemaker standing in the middle of a blazing street, flames roaring behind him, blood dripping from his face, and his gun raised as if he's preparing for the fight of his life. The sound design amplifies the chaos, heavy breathing, broken screams in the distance, and the thunderous crash of explosions. This isn't the clean, polished version of a superhero battle we see in other franchises. This is messy, violent, and uncomfortably real. The camera lingers on blood-soaked fists, shattered glass, and broken walls, making sure we feel the weight of every strike. It's the kind of imagery that sticks with you long after the screen fades to black, reminding you that Peacemaker's world is one where victory always comes at a brutal cost. The trailer also wastes no time in setting the tone for the entire season. We see quick flashes, Peacemaker dragging himself out of rubble, Vigilante laughing manically during a gunfight, and Harcourt standing in a pool of blood with her weapon drawn, looking more ruthless than ever. Every frame screams intensity. The pace is relentless, almost overwhelming, and that's the point. It's designed to make the audience feel off balance, to let us know that this season is going to be a non-stop roller coaster. There's no safety net here. This red band cut tells us up front, expect broken bones, shattered egos, and the kind of violence that makes you wince but still can't look away from. What makes this even more gripping is how the trailer balances spectacle with raw emotion. In the middle of the chaos, there are brief but powerful glimpses of Peacemaker's inner struggle. A close-up shows him staring into a cracked mirror, blood on his cheek, tears welling in his eyes. It's a reminder that beneath the armor, beneath the jokes and violence, there's a man still haunted by his past. The death of his father, his mistakes from the first season, and the moral weight of every life he's taken all seem to hang heavy on him in these quiet shots. It's not just about blowing things up. It's about watching a broken man try to rebuild himself while the world around him falls apart. The brilliance of this trailer lies in how it hooks you without giving too much away. It throws fire, blood, and bullets at you in quick succession, but what lingers most are the questions. Who is Peacemaker really fighting this time? How deep will his demons drag him down? And will he finally find redemption? Or will he be consumed by the very violence that defines him? The trailer dares us to watch, to step into this dark, explosive world, and promises that nothing about Season 2 will be predictable. It's more than just action. It's a chaotic storm where every character, every choice, and every fight has consequences that cut deep. Asterisk if the opening moments of the trailer set the stage, then the action sequences take a sledgehammer to it and rebuild the entire battlefield. This is where the red band label earns its name. The action in Peacemaker. Season 2 isn't just flashy, it's bone-crunching, bloody, and shockingly brutal. Every punch feels like it carries weight, every explosion rattles the screen, and every weapon is wielded with a raw intensity that makes you lean forward. Unlike polished superhero fights where everything feels too clean, this trailer shows combat that is ugly, desperate, and unforgiving. You can see the sweat dripping, the blood spraying, and the chaos exploding in every frame. It's not about showing Peacemaker as an untouchable hero, it's about showing him as a survivor who claws his way through battle, no matter the cost. One of the standout moments comes in a sequence where Peacemaker storms into what looks like a heavily guarded facility. The red band trailer doesn't hold back here. We see him smash a soldier's head into a steel door, fire off a shotgun at close range, and then, in an almost shocking pause, stare at the blood on his hands before shaking it off and pressing forward, It's a moment that captures both the violence and the emotional weight behind it. The choreography feels deliberately brutal, less about acrobatics and more about raw strength and survival. Every move is quick, harsh, and messy, making the audience realize that these fights aren't just for show. They're life or death struggles where hesitation means death. What makes this even more thrilling is the way the trailer edits these sequences. It uses rapid cuts of Peacemaker in multiple fights. One moment he's brawling in a dingy bar, the next he's diving away from an explosion on a highway, and then suddenly he's locked in a hand-to-hand battle against a masked opponent we haven't seen before. The variety of settings tells us that this season won't confine itself to one type of battleground. From dark, narrow hallways to wide-open streets filled with fire and debris, the action feels unpredictable and explosive. Each location brings its own sense of danger, and the Red Band trailer makes sure we feel that sense of escalation with every new scene. Another detail worth pointing out is the upgrade in weapons and brutality. Peacemaker isn't just swinging pistols anymore, he's carrying an arsenal. We see glimpses of futuristic-looking rifles, massive explosives, and even a moment where he appears to wield a weapon pulled straight from alien tech, hinting at possible connections to the larger DC world. The gore level has also been turned up significantly. Blood sprays across walls, limbs break on impact, and there's even a chilling moment where Peacemaker drives a blade into an enemy while shouting in rage. These are not PG-13 brawls. These are Red Band battles meant to push the limits of what audiences expect from a DC show. But within all the carnage, the trailer also slips in moments of dark humor that remind us who Peacemaker really is. In one scene, he brutally knocks out an opponent with a crowbar, only to look at Vigilante and crack a joke about artistic style in mid-fight. It's twisted. But it's also exactly what fans love about this character, his ability to blend unfiltered violence with awkward, inappropriate comedy. These moments break the tension just enough to keep the action entertaining without ever losing its edge. It shows that even as the battles get bigger and bloodier, the heart of Peacemaker's chaotic personality remains intact. All of this builds to the sense that Season 2 isn't just repeating the formula of the first season, it's amplifying it. The Red Band trailer makes it clear that the action is bigger, dirtier, and far more violent, but it's also smarter in how it balances shock value with story. Every fight scene feels like it matters, not just as spectacle but as a piece of the puzzle pushing Peacemaker further down a dangerous path. It's not just violence for the sake of violence, it's violence that leaves scars, both on his enemies and on himself. The action here isn't just meant to entertain, it's meant to unsettle, to thrill, and to remind us that Peacemaker Season 2 is going all in. Every great hero is defined by their enemies. And in Peacemaker Season 2, the Red Band trailer wastes no time hinting that new villains are stepping into the light, villains who may be darker, smarter, and more ruthless than anything we've seen before. These glimpses are quick and unsettling, designed to raise questions and spark theories. But what they reveal is enough to send shivers down your spine. The trailer doesn't just tease faceless goons for Peacemaker to mow down, it gives us shadows, masks, and unsettling figures that seem to lurk with purpose. And in true James Gunn fashion, these enemies aren't simply obstacles. They feel personal, tied to Peacemaker's journey in ways that promise emotional impact as well as physical danger. One of the most striking moments shows a masked figure emerging from the smoke after a violent explosion. The camera lingers just long enough for us to see the metallic mask gleaming in the firelight, but not enough to reveal the identity behind it. This figure moves with an eerie calm, stepping through flames as if untouchable, and the sense of menace is immediate. Could this be the season's main antagonist? The design hints at a militarized background, but there's also something almost ritualistic about the way the character appears. The trailer offers no dialogue here, just the silence of a presence so commanding that it overshadows even the chaos happening around them. That silence speaks volumes, and it sets up a villain who feels like more than just another hired gun. There are also hints of a larger conspiracy at play. Several shots show shadowy groups gathered in dimly lit rooms with maps, weapons, and strange symbols scattered across the table. These aren't random criminals, they're organized, methodical, and plotting something bigger than just taking down Peacemaker. In fact, the trailer suggests that these villains may have direct ties to the fallout from Season 1, where Peacemaker exposed secrets that powerful people wanted buried. Could these new enemies be the result of Amanda Waller's strings being pulled once again? The trailer never confirms it, but her name lingers in the background like a ghost, a reminder that Waller's influence stretches into every corner of the DC world. And then there are the quick, almost subliminal flashes images that fly by in seconds but leave a lasting impression. One shows what appears to be a group of heavily armored operatives marching through a dark forest. Another shows a figure injecting something glowing into their arm, suggesting experimentation or even superhuman enhancements. There's even a blink-and-you'll-miss-it shot of a wall covered in strange graffiti, possibly hinting at cult-like undertones. These details may be small, but they layer mystery upon mystery, making it clear that Peacemaker isn't just fighting people, he's fighting forces that might be larger, stranger, and more terrifying than anything he's prepared for. The trailer also teases more intimate rivalries. There's a shot where Peacemaker faces off against a man in a suit, calm and collected, delivering a line that's muted in the trailer but feels heavy with meaning. The contrast is striking, Peacemaker's raw, messy energy against an opponent who seems cool, controlled, and calculating. This kind of villain isn't about brute force, they're about strategy, manipulation, and breaking their enemies down piece by piece. If this character becomes a central antagonist, it could push Peacemaker in ways he hasn't faced before, not just physically, but psychologically. Of course, what makes these villains most dangerous isn't just their strength, it's how they connect to Peacemaker's own darkness. Season 1 showed us that his greatest battles are often internal, and Season 2 looks ready to weaponize that even further. One chilling moment in the trailer shows Peacemaker looking horrified as someone whispers something in his ear, and his reaction isn't anger, it's fear. Could this villain know secrets about his past? Could they be tied to his father, or to the guilt he still carries? The Red Band trailer doesn't answer, but it does make one thing clear. The enemies this time aren't just out to kill him. They're out to break him. What's so powerful about these teases is that they shift the tone from just action to genuine suspense. These villains feel unpredictable. They don't just kick down the door with guns blazing, they lurk in the shadows, strike when least expected, and bring a sense of dread that lingers over every frame. This makes the stakes for Season 2 feel higher than ever. It's not just about surviving battles, it's about surviving the mind games, the betrayals, and the secrets that could destroy Peacemaker from the inside out. The brilliance of the trailer is that it never fully reveals the villains. Instead, it gives us just enough to keep us guessing. Who are they? What do they want? And why do they seem to know exactly where to hit Peacemaker where it hurts? These questions keep the tension alive long after the trailer ends, pulling fans into speculation mode and setting the stage for a season that promises enemies who aren't just powerful, they're unforgettable. If the blood and chaos of the trailer grab your attention, it's the emotional weight underneath that refuses to let you go. Peacemaker Season 2 doesn't just throw fists and explosions, it digs into scars that never healed, secrets that refuse to stay buried, and a man still wrestling with the ghosts of his past. The Red Band trailer teases this side of the story in quiet, almost jarring contrast to the carnage around it. For every moment of violence, there's a flash of silence. Peacemaker alone, staring at himself in the mirror, the cracks in his mask reflecting the cracks in his soul. This season isn't just about how much pain he can dish out, it's about how much pain he can carry before it crushes him. One of the most haunting images comes midway through the trailer. We see Peacemaker sitting on the edge of a bed, shirtless, bruises scattered across his body, his face lit only by the faint glow of a television. In the background, a voice echoes his father's. Augie Smith may be gone, but his presence lingers like a poison. The trailer doesn't show him physically, but we hear his words, cruel, demeaning, echoing in Peacemaker's head as if haunting him from beyond the grave. It's a reminder that no matter how far he runs, Peacemaker cannot escape the weight of the man who shaped him. This ghost of a father isn't just a memory, it's a prison. And the more Peacemaker tries to bury it, the more it claws back to the surface, but it isn't just about his father. The trailer also hints at secrets Peacemaker has kept from those closest to him. There's a shot of Harcourt glaring at him, her expression cold, almost betrayed. Another of Vigilante turning away mid-conversation, his usual manic grin gone. These quick moments suggest cracks in the team, fractures caused not by outside enemies but by lies, guilt, or choices Peacemaker made that they can no longer ignore. The red band cut implies that the greatest battles this season won't just be fought against masked villains, but between friends whose trust is fading. That tension adds a layer of unpredictability, because what happens when the people Peacemaker relies on most no longer believe in him? Then there's the question of identity. The trailer shows Peacemaker removing his iconic chrome helmet and just staring at it, his reflection warped and distorted in the metal. It's symbolic. He isn't just questioning the role he plays, he's questioning the person he really is underneath it. Is he truly a hero, or is he just a killer hiding behind a mission? The Season 1 finale left him grappling with guilt over choices he made, and Season 2 looks set to push him deeper into that spiral. The fact that the trailer emphasizes these quiet, internal moments alongside the carnage tells us that this season is just as much about emotional survival as it is about physical battles. Perhaps the most chilling part of the trailer is a whispered line, barely audible, almost drowned out by the chaos, that seems to suggest a truth Peacemaker never wanted revealed. A shadowy figure leans close to him and says something that makes his entire body freeze. The camera cuts before we hear it clearly, but his reaction is enough. Wide eyes, trembling lips, and the kind of silence that feels louder than a scream. Whatever was said clearly shakes him to his core. It's this moment that makes the audience realize the stakes aren't just life and death, they're about identity, legacy, and the crushing weight of secrets that could destroy him from the inside out. Even the glimpses of returning characters seem designed to feed into this emotional core. Harcourt looks colder, hardened by the violence and choices they've made. Ikonomos, usually the source of awkward humor, appears in a darker scene, looking weighed down and serious. Vigilante, though still cracking jokes, has moments where his eyes reveal something different, a flicker of doubt, maybe even resentment. These allies aren't static, they're evolving, struggling, and in some ways reflecting the toll this journey has taken on all of them. The Red Band trailer makes it clear that bonds will be tested, and that loyalty may not survive the storm. What makes all of this powerful is the way the trailer blends it with the chaos. Just as the audience is being pulled into shocking gore and relentless action, it slips in those moments of silence, those reminders that beneath every bullet wound and every explosion, there's a heart breaking a little more. It's not just about external enemies, it's about the war inside Peacemaker's head. The Red Band cut doesn't shy away from showing us that he is both the weapon and the wound, both the fighter and the broken man fighting himself. This emotional depth is what elevates Peacemaker beyond just another violent superhero show. It promises a season that isn't afraid to ask hard questions about redemption, guilt, and whether someone like Peacemaker can ever truly find peace. The dark secrets teased in the trailer are more than plot twists. They're the threads that will unravel him piece by piece until all that's left is the truth he's been running from. And that, more than the blood or the bullets, may be the most devastating battle of all.